Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Sunday and I wanted to shoot a quick video on some books I picked up here recently in the mail in the last few days, and also some comic book news. Might give you a couple spec plays for this coming week to look for. First off, I wanted to highlight Century #1. This came out, I believe, in 2010. It was written by Paul Jenkins and illustrated by Jay Lee. So this was, it was one of these series that came out. I think it was a 5-issue run, and I have the regular A cover and also #2. So I just picked up 1 and 2. I don't know why I didn't continue with it. It's actually pretty well written. But this was on my radar. I had always wanted this San Diego Comic-Con variant. So this is kind of I think the regular A cover does go for good money, $50, $60 range. And then lately the sales of the San Diego Comic-Con variant, this one right here I'm holding in my hand, has been consistently over $100. So I had noticed, a couple months before that there had been some sales in that $40 to $50 range. So I thought, well, maybe I can get lucky. I put it as a saved on my eBay so it would notify me when any new Century San Diego Comic-Con variants were listed. And someone had listed this for I think it was like $45 or $50. I made an offer of $40 and they accepted. So I got a really good deal on this book. And it's in really, really good shape. There are no spine stresses. All 4 corners are sharp. I would easily put this at a 9.6. So I'm really, really happy to get this for $40. It's easily probably a $75 to $100 book. So the fact that I got it way, way below that is, it's pretty good. So, yeah, the Century, I think, is going to become more and more of an important character in the Marvel Universe. Obviously, he's very, very powerful. He's kind of like the Superman of the Marvel Universe. There's not too many other Marvel characters that have his power. Maybe the Hulk, maybe Thor. Not very many. So, they probably put him at the top. So you never know. They might bring him into a movie at some point. I don't see him being in the next Avengers movie. But you never know down the road. He is so powerful that, he's got the ability to go toe-to-toe with someone like a Thanos or, someone that's just Galactus, someone like that you never know. They might bring him into a movie. I could see him being in a Fantastic Four movie down the road. He's got connections to the Fantastic Four with Reed Richards trying to help him control. I don't know if you know this about him, but when he turns into the Century from a normal human being, he also unleashes the Void, which is a very, very powerful entity. And right now, it looks like Cates is trying to, rather the regular Century comic book that's out right now, they're kind of implying that the Void might be the father of Null. So, I don't know if they're going to continue with that or not, but it seems to be some tie to the symbiotes with the Void and Null. So, if that gets developed more, I think you could see these early Century runs, these early Century comic books go up a lot. This is his first appearance, and this is the harder one to get. I don't know what the production run on this book was. It was issued at the San Diego Comic-Con way back when, so I'm not too sure of how many are out there, but there seems to be a decent amount graded. Most of them I see on eBay are graded books now. You don't see that many raw books come for sale, so yeah, this might be, I would recommend getting this if you enjoy the Century, you think he's a good character, and obviously there's a lot of upside potential. I think if they end up using him in maybe one of the movies coming up, I think there's a better chance they're going to use him in one of the Fantastic Four movies, perhaps. So, maybe not the first one. I think Galactus and Silver Surfer are probably going to be used, but at some point they might bring him into the storyline. So, yeah, you never know. I mean, it's kind of a speculation, but it's still a good book to own. It's a good character. It's an interesting character, because he's very flawed and complex with the fact that he's tied to the void. So yeah, I just think it's worth getting that if you find it out in the wild or if you get a good deal on eBay. So along with that, I was also able to find, because I have number 1 and 2 of the regular covers. I picked up number 3, 4, and also number 5. So I was able to find somebody on eBay that was selling 3, 4, and 5, which is fortunate. And it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was under 20 bucks for these books. So pretty good deal. And I just wanted to complete that run. To be able to have that run, I think is pretty good. So yeah, Jay Lee artwork. I mean, it's early Jay Lee artwork, so his art style's changed a little bit. I definitely can see that in his line design and the way he structures his artwork. It's obviously a little different now than his early days, but you know, still really good. And Paul Jenkins, I think, did a good job. It's a good series, so, and I think there's going to be a lot more coming with the Century. I also picked up some more Black Hammer. I picked up 1 through, I think it was 1 through 13. I think it was missing issue 5. There's a couple issues missing. I'm trying to complete the run to have 1 through 13 of the original series. I did get number 1 A and B cover. I picked up another B cover. That was part of that run. And then, of course, 2 and 3. These are all in really good shape, too, by the way. In fantastic shape. Yeah, I got number 4. So I don't have 5. It jumps to 6. So 5 I have to pick up. I think I found that on Midtown, so I won't have a problem with that. I got number 7. I think I think most of these are either A or B covers. I think this one might be B. I think that was a Jeff Lemire. He did the B cover on that. I think Orston is doing the A covers. This is number 8. I think that's the A cover. And number 9, I believe that's the B cover. And number 10. And then 11. I think that's the A cover. 12, that is the B. I believe that's a Lemire cover. And 13, that's pretty cool. That's an homage to the Death of Superman. That's pretty cool. Number 13. I also got with that run Quantum Age. So this is another side run of Black Hammer. As I think it's regarding that one of the characters there from Black Hammer. I can't remember his name. But I got 1, 2, and 4. And number 3 I was able to get on Midtown, so that'll be coming to me in my Midtown order. And then I'm also starting to collect the Black Hammer Age of Doom. There's the Scotty Young variant. Got that with that order, number 2 and number 3. So yeah, picked up those books. Looking forward to reading all of them. I read the first 2 issues, and I'm enjoying it. I can't believe I never picked it up when it originally came out. I kind of remember seeing it, but I probably wasn't buying too much Dark Horse back then. But I'm glad I'm getting it now, and I think it's a good run to get. Also picked up Captain America number 8, Sentinel of Liberty. This is technically the first appearance of Falcon in the Captain America uniform. It's on the last page of the book. So, you know, a lot of people were pointing to Captain America number 25 of the, I think it was volume 5. I think it was volume 5. But that is not technically the first appearance. It's actually in this issue. So, yeah, this is a good spec. I think this book could eventually get a little hotter when, you know, if they introduce, you know, if they kill off Captain America and they bring in the Falcon to replace him in the cinematic Marvel universe. I think you could see this book become a little hotter. You know, I bought it for like $4 or $5, and I see on eBay now, you know, it's jumping up to like 8 to 10. So I think it's on the move. I think you could see this be a $25, $30 book eventually. yeah, I wouldn't pay more than $10 for it. So just be aware of that. You know, try to see if you can find it at your local comic book shop. You know, I don't remember what year this came out. It looks like a 2005, 2006 time frame, which, you know, there weren't. It seems like a lot of these books you can probably find in back issue bins, perhaps, maybe dollar bins if you're lucky. So yeah, $4 or $5. It's kind of a cheap speculation. Who knows where it will go? So those were some of the comic books that I got in the mail recently. I also wanted to go over some stuff here on CBR, some announcements, some books to speculate on. So with issue 1000 of Detective Comics, which is coming out, I believe that's going to be next year, February, March of next year. I mean, they've already announced it, obviously, that there's going to be they're going to bring in Arkham Knight will be introduced in issue 1000 of Detective Comics. So Arkham Knight had his own series. Let me pull that up for you guys. Yeah, I think this was in 2015. Yeah, there's the A cover. So if you can, try to pick this up. You know, I wouldn't pay a lot of money for it, but yeah, I think you can get it on eBay for $6, $7. It's a pretty cool looking comic book image. Yeah, it came out in 2015, so you know, right here it says you can buy it for $3.99, you know, plus shipping. So you probably can pick it up for $6, $7 if you include the shipping cost. Another one so of that first issue, what you also could look for is there's a Gary Frank variant. Yeah, let me blow it. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see the image. It's pretty cool. This is the Gary Frank cover. It was a 1 in 25. So I've seen this on eBay anywhere, you know, recently for $10 to as high as $40. So I wouldn't pay $40 for it. If I were you, I'd try to dig and just be patient. I think you might be able to pick it up between, I'd say $15 to $20. I think is definitely attainable for this. This would be I think this will be the one that will heat up if this, you know, when that series comes out, the issue number 1000. I think you'll see this book jump, and it'll be the one for 25 will be the one to get, and that's the issue right here. There's also a, yeah, I thought there was also a GameStop variant. Yeah, here we go. So there's also a GameStop variant out there that looks pretty cool. So, you know, I think that one's cheaper. I think it's a 1 for 10 or something like that. It wasn't quite as hard to get as the Gary Frank one. So I think you might be able to still find that on eBay or some stores, maybe some online stores, fairly inexpensively. Another series regarding that's probably good to get that just came out is Arkham Knight Genesis. And that's the regular A cover, which is, you know, it's really good cover artwork. And there's also a game variant. Yeah, here we go. That's the game variant, which is really cool. And there's also a little bit more rare of that issue number 1. There's a Jim Lee cover. Here we go. And that's the Jim Lee cover. So I ordered the Jim Lee cover. I got it on eBay for like, I think it was only $7, $7 or $8. So, and I don't know how rare it is, but there wasn't too many listings. So I think what'll happen is you could see a lot of these variant issues, you know, get pretty hot or get bought up, and then you'll see them come back on eBay down the road at $25, $30, $40 probably. So, yeah, this is a good time to try to pick these up if you can get them, you know, under $10 a piece. I think that would be good. The Gary Frank one's the only one that's probably going to be difficult. It's, you know, it's a 1 for 25. Even though it is a Batman book, you know, I don't think this series, because it's tied to a video game, you know, I remember not buying it because I was like, oh, it's a comic regarding the video game. So I was like, I kind of dismissed it because it wasn't part of DC, of the DC universe or DC canon. But now that they're bringing in the character into DC canon with Detective Comics 1000, it's making these books relevant, and I think you could see the prices rise quite a bit on these. So that's kind of my spec on for this week. Captain America, that's Sentinel of Liberty #8, and see if you can track down these early Batman Arkham Knight. I've heard some people on YouTube say that or comment that that it was actually pretty good. The writing was pretty good on it, so it might be worth picking up and trade if you want to read a good story. But I think for collectability, try to find the Gary Frank variant. That's the one I would look for first, and then you can also pick up the A cover, and that's still you can pick up for cover price or slightly above. So that also could get pretty hot as far as collectability. So yeah, that was it. That was kind of what I wanted to highlight. Not a lot of information, but a couple things to look at for the week. I will be shooting a video on Wednesday highlighting books that are going to be coming out for the following Wednesday. So I'll have my new comic book video coming out this coming Wednesday. Look for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications. And please leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Maybe some spec books out there that I'm not thinking about that I might have missed. But I do check out that CBR pretty frequently, and usually that's where I get some ideas for books to look for. Is going to be based on some news articles that come out on that. There was also a top 10 list that came out from CBSI, Comic Book Investing. I might start doing some videos just kind of highlighting those top 10 books that are coming out and kind of my thoughts on them. So look for that. I might shoot a video on that as well. So yeah. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Thanks.